Wow, ladies and gentlemen, I am just ecstatic. It is the week of the Sacramento International Film Festival. My name is Martin Anaya, and you know what? I'm not going to start lying to you now, folks. I'm tired. You know, we've been working to make this thing happen for quite some time now, and we're very, very excited. But at the same time, you know, we're tuckered out. We've been working hard for you over here. My man, Mr. Vincent D. Miles with the Cinesoul. We're going to talk to a filmmaker who's got a movie in the Cinesoul. And, I know him as a rapper. I'm talking about Mr. Hooper. He's going to be in here just a little bit. And we're also going to talk to a gentleman named Nick Anderson, who has a movie that actually floored us last year when we first saw the movie, and it played online. We liked it so much. We said, when we come back in person, we got to bring this movie back. It's called The Merger. And then we have a young lady named Faron Deweese. And, she's got a movie that's really super meta, especially for us in the film festival world. It's called Uncredited. And it's about a lady who is a film festival director. So and she's going through her life issues and things like that. We're going to talk a little bit to these filmmakers. But before I am remiss, I got to let you know that all this and much, much more is going to unspool starting on Friday. And Friday, we're going to have a wonderful, wonderful party. It's our Barbie party. You got to be a member. You can't just, walk in off the street. But I got good news for you. If you want to be a part of the Barbie party, you can do that by signing up to the California Film Foundation. That's californiafilm.net. It is free to join. And then you can RSVP to the party and rub elbows and rub shoulders with some of these wonderful filmmakers. And, of course, why is it Barbie? So you're asking? Well, I mean, I don't know if you've heard, but the number one movie in the world right now and the first female director to $1 billion is none other than Sacramento born and raised. That's right. And if you can't guess who I'm talking about by now, well, then we're going to talk a little bit later, and we'll see if we can figure it out together. But for now, I just want to let you guys know that this is all unspooling, and it's a lot. It's a lot to even try to pack into just right now into a show to try to kind of give you a little bit of an overview. But rather than to do all of it, I think what I'd like to do right now is I'd like to give you just a little bit of a flavor of one of these wonderful movies. This one is going to be playing at 8:30 on Saturday night. And this one is called Unfix. Check this out, and I'll be right back.
I recently had a relative contact me. He urged I find my authentic self, or warned I would never be happy.
What do you think he was referring to when he said never be happy?
Well, for one, he was a closeted homosexual.
Do I have permission to touch your forearms?
He's a good kid, just give him a chance, all right?
Hey. Yeah, I'm here. Wait, who's at the cafe?
I offered them a place to stay. This is Ari.
Hold on,
this is John and Max.
Yeah, we're gonna
They've
go.
already agreed to a strict lockdown quarantine, okay? Distancing, mask, sanitizer, the works.
You need to tell him. Or I will. We agreed this would be confidential.
I know.
What is your fucking deal?
Huh? You have to either act on it or move on already.
Faggot. The Wallenmeyer family and the son, they can all rot in hell.
A what, no big cash savings?
Oh, just stop.
What did they say? He's a fucking hustler. He had no intention of paying you back. You believe me now?
I don't know.
No one's ever helped me out of a panic attack like that before.
I don't understand what you're talking
Just
about.
how fucking long have you been seeing him?
There's one person on this fucking planet who knows you. It's me.
Every woman's ideal man is a gay guy fixed by good old-fashioned conversion therapy. So.
My God, your father is dead.
$80,000 in therapy debt, and that's the best you got?
That's right. That is called Unfix, and that is by Sacramentan Graham Streeter. You know, I got to tell you guys, this entire film festival is local, meaning that we're featuring artists who are born and bred here in Sacramento. like that young lady that I was referring to a little bit earlier, who directed the film Barbie. And you know, we're celebrating Sacramento filmmakers, and we're celebrating Northern California filmmakers. That movie right there, this gentleman, Graham Streeter, has done a tremendous number of films, both shorts and features. He lives in LA now, but he's a Sacramento kid. He still loves Sacramento, and he's going to be back this Saturday. 8:30 p.m. is the screening. Again, californiafilm.net. And if you're interested in this subject matter, this unfixing, as they call it, or fixing, as they call it, which is the process where you try to take someone who is gay and try to make them straight. If you want to hear a symposium about it, we're going to actually feature a symposium with Graham Streeter. It's going to be part of our Digital Odyssey conference, and that's going to happen at 3 p.m. All this is happening, except for our Barbie party. All of it is happening at the California Railroad Museum. So stay tuned for that. All right, right now I want to bring on a gentleman here. His name is Nick Anderson. And Nick, I got to tell you, brother, you know, when we saw your movie, man, I mean, we were like, it was like, not only was it laugh out loud funny, but I mean, I think I've still, you know, trying to scrape off some of the stuff that landed in places that it shouldn't have when I you know, lost it, when I lost my cookies there. But man, I got to tell you, we really were pleased to see this kind of comedy, because it's hard to do comedies. I mean, this is a little bit of a dark comedy, but what got you into it?
And we were trying to find something we could produce reasonably during COVID. So this whole thing was shot, you know, during COVID. So we tried to figure out a production that would work with, you know, essentially two guys in one room. And so the film's called The Merger. It's about two corporate CEOs, you know, trying to merge their companies, and they kind of, you know, go back and forth about deciding whether or not they want to do it. And so we try to figure out, hey, can we do something that's comedic but has a bit of a twist to it, has a bit of a, you know, an extra angle that would catch the eye of, you know, film festivals and the like.
Yeah, no, well, I think you did it. And how many film festivals has this movie landed in now?
We've already screened in 15 or 16, and then we've been accepted to about 20 so far, and won about 5 or 6 awards. So,
you know, and that's the thing too. You know, folks at home, if you're watching, if you're into filmmaking, you know, there's an art to the short form, and you know, you got to get in, you got to make your statement, and you got to get out. But my hat is off to you, brother. And your producing partner, because you know, the reality is that it's hard to do that. We think in these 3-act structures where, you know, it's got to be 90 minutes long, and anything less than that, a lot of times people seem to have a problem grappling with it. But I think it's a real art to do a short form movie. Before you got into this, what was your background?
So I did go to film school. So I went to Chapman University down in Los Angeles, Orange County, and then worked at Warner Brothers for a short time afterwards in story development, and then moved back up here at some point, and just kind of stumbled my way into documentary films. Worked on one about family-owned farms and kind of how they transition to the next generation. Worked on one about the football team at Grant Union High School. And then ended up kind of doing a lot of commercial work locally, and really wanted to get back into narrative, which is my passion. I've always been writing and stuff like that. And this is the third short I've done, but by far the most successful as far as, you know, getting to festivals and whatnot. And like you were talking about, it was a bit of a learning curve. My second short I did was about 20 minutes long, and I had a lot of festivals write back saying, oh, we love the short, it's great, but we can't take out 2 10-minute films to put you in. And so this was a bit of a learning curve. And I also heard, you know, I like to write comedy, and they were like, hey, you know, we really need comedies. And so that was, you know, this one's 9 minutes and comedy. And so I kind of focused on the feedback I was getting.
Well, you did a great job. First of all, what was the name of that Grant High feature that you're talking about? Because I think we had that in the film festival a few years back.
Give Us This Day.
Yeah, Give Us This Day. And what was your role in that?
I was like the camera operator, cinematographer for the first year of shooting. So they shot over 3 years, and I kind of helped develop the project, find the story, and then they brought in a larger crew to kind of finish the production over the next 2 years. But it was a 3-year production. So
yeah. Well, I'm a Grant High alumnus, whatever you would say, and that movie really resonated with us as well. You know, because it hit so close to home. So very, very wonderful movie. If you guys get a chance to catch it, Give Us This Day. It's an amazing film. And, you know, smart on you for taking that feedback, man. I think I've got a whole nother career as a, going and explaining to filmmakers how to make it into film festival, because there is a trick to it. And I think you hit the nail on the head when you talked about, we're going to take out 2 10-minute movies to put your 1 20-minute movie in. Listen to that, folks at home, because that's good sage advice you're getting there from Nick Anderson. Now, Nick, tell us a little bit more about this current movie right here. I know it's a short, so you don't want to give it all away, but just tell us a little bit more about the merger, if you don't mind.
Yeah, so it's these two corporate CEOs who are somewhat similar to one another, who decide, or find out their companies are going to be merging together and get together to discuss the logistics of that. And, one thing leads to another, and they kind of can't see eye to eye necessarily, and so they end up at a bit of a battle of wits.
To say the least.
It's hard, hard not to. It's only 9 minutes long, so hard to avoid spoiling too much within it. But
right.
Things spiral a little bit out of control, get a little chaotic as they try to come to terms.
As they do, right? All right. Well, listen, man, it's a wonderful movie. And tell us where it's playing. Obviously, Sacramento Film Festival, but in what program is it playing, and what time?
Sac Gems, I believe, starting at 11:30 a.m. until around 1 o'clock, something like that, and on Saturday. So we're very excited
so
to see all the other films.
That's the 48-hour film festival plus Sac Gems. Yours is one of the Sac Gems, and you're a Sac Gem, my brother. Nick, thank you so much for being with us. We're going to run out to a little bit of a break. You're absolutely welcome, brother. We're going to run out to a little bit of a break right now, but when we come back, we're going to be joined with my man, Mr. Hooper. Now, some of you old school Sacramento rap fans, 916 rap fans, are going to remember this brother because he used to be known as Crazy Ballhead, or we call him Crazy B for short. He's now known as Mr. Hooper. I just call him my brother from another mother. So when we come right back, we're going to talk to this man. Right now, however, we're going to learn a little bit more about our Digital Odyssey conference that I was talking about, where you're going to learn how the sausage is made, and that's all happening this Saturday. Stay right there, and we'll be right back with Mr. Hooper. That's right, folks. That's that Digital Odyssey conference. It is unspooling Saturday, this Saturday. You're going to want to get there. If you have an all-access pass, if you're one of the filmmakers or you bought an all-access pass, that's one way to do it. Or you can buy a pass for just $25. And we're going to have so many hitters in this. We're going to have Nick Leisure. Mark S. Allen is going to be there. We're bringing my man Galen Howard up from L.A., and Mr. Hooper is going to want to hear this because he was just in the Boba Fett show, as well as he's been in Brooklyn Nine-Nine. This guy, Galen Howard, is going to talk about what it's like to be a working actor right now. And we're going to talk about a lot of really hard-hitting issues. AI. Is that going to take your job? Is that going to take somebody's job who you know and love in this industry if you're a filmmaker? These are things that we have to grapple with as a society. I mean, if we had a little bit more knowledge about what outsourcing to China was going to do to our economy, if we'd had a little bit more knowledge about what robotics and quote unquote modernization was going to do, we've always seemed to be able to land on our feet. But I think there are some very serious issues that we do need to address, particularly for creatives and for creative control. In fact, why don't we bring Mr. Hooper on? Because, this man right here is a creative in so many fields. Brother, it's good to see you. I'd like to, chop it up with you a little bit about some of this stuff, because I know that as a musician, let me ask you a question, bro. Have you heard that, what was it? It was a mashup of The Weeknd and who was it? It was The Weeknd and somebody, one of the big rappers. I forget who it was. But when I was listening to it, I was like, this is a computer. This sounds exactly like The Weeknd singing. Oh, it was Drake. That was the other rapper.
Okay.
What are you thinking about this, man? How do you process this right now, where we're at with technology?
Well, I haven't heard that one in particular, but I've heard enough to know that it's pretty scary. Yeah, I don't like the way things are going. I hear a lot of the mashups, and I honestly hear some respected producers out there making songs with artists that have passed, artists they've always wanted to work with, and just basically generating these voices using AI. And I just think it's way too unnatural. It's way too unnatural. I don't want to hear an AI Mr. Hooper ever.
No, neither do I, bro. I mean, look, I'm okay with a certain degree of computer generated music because, you can make these arguments going all the way. I mean, back in the day, they said DJs were just thieves. And I'm like, no, man, they're creating some synergy. They're creating something different and new. It's not just, ripping off. I mean, a lot of it was, but let's face it. There's some songs that we can all think of that's just the hook from some other song.
Right.
But there's also a lot of artistry and creativity. Where I have a problem is where it takes food out of people's mouth,
right,
or where it replaces what the human should be doing.
Right. Well, it goes a little bit deeper than that for me because there's a lot of people currently in prison that shouldn't be. And with this type of technology, that key could be seriously thrown away. Oh, I didn't say that. Yeah, you did. We have the recording. I think about it past music and art to the point where it's just dangerous in general for society.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I think that's something that we're going to have to be grappling with, and we're going to be grappling with some of it this Saturday. Man, let's talk about you. You and I have known each other a long time. I got to know you just by going to your shows. Me and my boy Rich, who's worked at the film festival for so many years, would go to, Crazy B shows back in the day at Old Ironsides and things like that. And we just became fans and we started following you. And talk to me, man. How long you been in this rap game, this 916, repping the 916 here?
Man, so a very long time, more than 3 decades. I've been releasing music professionally for 32 years, believe it or not.
Wow.
And let me just say thank you, Marty. I appreciate not just having me on here, man, but what you just said. I mean, everybody that's watching right now, he ain't lying. This man followed and supported for many, many years. So he's the genuine article right there. Appreciate you, Marty.
Well, that's because you're the genuine article, man. Real recognized real. You know how that works.
Yeah, I sure do, man. I sure do.
Well, let's tell us about this new joint that you got. The what is it? Turin. I know that's where it was made because it was made in Turin, Italy. You're from Sacktown. Right. How did this happen?
So I've made a few trips over to Italy, and on the first one back in 2018, there was an interaction that took place that inspired a song, and most of the time that I spent over there was in Torino. We call it Turin, but in Italy they call it Torino. And so the song itself is a story about that interaction, but then also a story to show some love to Turin, where my people there showed me so much love, and I've been back a few times. And so that's what the project is. It's basically the music video. It's the first time in my entire career that a music video is bringing one of my stories to life. I've told a lot of stories, but none of them have been put to a visual. So I'm excited for everybody to see this. And excited to see the incredible work that everyone who worked on it did. So, yeah, that's what it is.
Well, I'm excited too, bro, because it's so, I think about your work and I think about how much it represents the 916, how much it represents Sacramento. And then for you to go over to a European country where they don't even speak the same language as us, and for that to cut and resonate, man, that just, to me, man, you got like a whole nother career out there, and I bet you got a whole nother family of friends out there, don't you?
Yeah, no doubt, man, no doubt. I received a video today of folks saying the lyrics to this song. They're all worked up about not just the fact that I went to their country and made this song, or in this video, but also that I'm repping their city, right, Torino, and for those who get a chance to see the music video, which I'm hoping is everybody.
It's going to happen this Sunday. We're going to tell them. Go ahead.
You'll notice that this, regardless of where I am in the world, I rep the 916, and that shows true in the video. So, it was a lot of fun. But yeah, I got definitely fam over there. The director Sarah Tamburo, she did an amazing job. LMC Vision, their whole team there. my man Vito on the camera. You put Vito on your site, man. Vito is an amazing cameraman, and my man Alessandro with the cinematography. It's just can't wait for you to see it, man. I can't stop saying that, but I can't wait for you to see it.
All right, now I haven't even announced it yet because I've been trying to fly solo dolo here, but we do have a chat going, and we do have some questions in the chat. Now, Caitlin is asking, what was your start in film? Now, again, we're talking about, I know you as a rapper, but she's asking, what was your start in film? Wow,
I think my start in film was in the role that I feel for this particular project as the writer. My sister, Vanessa, when she started going to San Francisco State and studying cinema, she needed stories, and I generated stories. That was my start in film. So I got a few credits that way just through her school projects. And then we've actually submitted projects to previous film festival, SAC Film Festival. I can't tell you the years.
And how many? Well, how many music videos would you? Because that's an education in film right there.
Yeah.
But how many music videos are you on now? I mean, can you even count how many?
No, you put me on the spot. I'm ready for so many different questions, but not that one.
Is it more than 10? I mean,
more than 10, and some really, really good productions. I can tell you about this one because it just happened recently. But I, definitely helped and served as producer and writer, and also, location, talent scout.
We're going to see this one on Sunday. So unless I'm remiss, let me tell folks, it's Unspooling with Cinesoul. So again, Sacramento Film Festival is going 3 days. The last day is the SAC Black Film Festival that starts at 1:00. This is all at the California Railroad Museum. So it's going to be a beautiful place to see it. Yes. I don't know if it's going to be possible, but maybe we might get my man, Mr. Hooper, to kind of spit a couple of rhyme a cappella on Sunday. You have to wait for it, though. We still talking to him. We're going to see. But man, bro, I love you, and I can't wait to see you on Sunday. I can't wait to see this new video, this Center of Turin joint that you made all the way out in Italy, repping the 916, man. That is something special. And again, it's all happening this Sunday as part of the Sacramento Film Festival, the SAC Black Film Fest. And by the way, I'm about to drop game right now. We right here it goes. This is your scoop. If y'all weren't paying attention, start paying attention, because we just got confirmation that our special guest is going to be there. He's going to be there in person. So Mr. Hooper, you and I are going to get to chop it up with none other than the man who has the #1 movie on Netflix right now. The movie is called Fatale, and the filmmaker is a Sacramento filmmaker named Dion Taylor, and he's going to be in the house with us on Sunday. I can't wait for these wonderful, wonderful filmmakers to learn from a guy who's been to the top of the mountain, making movies with Hilary Swank and all these Academy Award winning filmmakers, and directing episodes of the new 50 Cent show, Power, and all that good stuff. Well, my man, Mr. Hooper, Dion Taylor, your boy Vincent D. Miles, and of course your boy Martin and I, we're all going to be there in the house, brother.
It sounds like it's going to be huge, and that's amazing news, man. Can't wait to check it out and be there and soak in not just my video, but all of the projects that are going to be screened that day. It's going to be amazing.
Yes, sir. Can't wait. All right. Right now, we're going to throw it out to a little bit of a break for our Cinesoul, right? It's the Cinesoul that we're talking about. And right on the other side of this little bumper, we're going to be joined by Faron Deweese. Stay right there. Yes, friends. We are back, and man, I'm really excited about all these wonderful filmmakers. Mr. Hooper, the NorCal All Stars. This lady that I'm going to bring on right here, as I mentioned at the top of the show, it's a little meta because she actually worked for a film festival, and I guess that was part of the impetus. We're going to ask her, but it seems like it may have been part of the impetus for this movie, Uncredited. So without further ado, let's bring on Faron Deweese of Uncredited. Hey, lady, how are you?
Hi, good. How are you doing?
I can't complain. I just want to make sure I'm not butchering your name. Am I getting that right?
It's Faron. Like
Faron.
Yeah, it's okay.
All right. I'm going to get it. One of these days, I'm going to get it right. I apologize. Faron, let me ask you about this movie. Or actually, let me back up a little bit, because you worked for a Northern California Film Festival for a while, did you not?
I did. I was with the film festival for 8 years as a director there. And stuff happens. You see a lot, obviously, behind the red carpet. And
there's some interesting stories that take. Yeah, there's some interesting stories that take place. And my question is, without giving anything away, obviously, but how many of them are kind of inspired by true events?
Quite a few of them. There's a few that we've added in to make it a little bit more dramatic. But It is loosely based on my life. While I was at the film festival, I was also trying to get pregnant and start a family. And obviously the work-life balance situation when running a festival is little to none. And so the stress that a job like that puts on you makes it hard on your body. And so it is a focus on IVF and, the struggles that women also face with trying to advance your career while also trying to start a family. So that's the big topic of the show. And we actually wrote it as a short and then turned it into a pilot. So what we shot and made is a 30-minute pilot episode that we're pitching right now for a TV show.
All
We have
right.
it written as a 60-minute dramedy that we're, hoping to shop around as soon as the strike is over. But yeah, that's the plans for it. And we have 8 years of stories to tell and things to do. And I say we because my producing partner, Juliana Folk, who is the star of our show, is also worked with me at the film festival. So together, when COVID happened, we kind of just said, let's do it, and then sat down and wrote it. Yeah.
And she's brilliant in this. How did you guys come to know each other and become, working partners?
We met at a Oscar party down in LA through two of our close friends who also worked with me at the festival. And we just completely hit it off. And, when you meet those friends that are like LA bound and just love the film industry and everything like you do, then it just was easy for us to work together. We're super close. She actually has 2 movies playing this time because she's in the Killigan movie as well, which plays
wow.
So
that's another. Is that in the same block as yours?
It is, yes.
Tell us again for those people. Now, before you do though, this Killigan film is absolutely phenomenal. I'm glad that you guys are in the same block, and I'm glad that she's, in both movies. Hopefully we can get her down here. But tell us the name of the program and what time it plays so people can get those tickets.
We are in the NorCal All Stars, I believe block 1. We're at 1:30.
Yeah.
1:30.
Okay, so part 1.
So, yes,
part 1.
Uncredited. Yes, part 1.
All right. And look for that movie Uncredited,
yes.
Because it's amazing. So, having a little bit of background in working with film festivals, what's the biggest number one advice that you can give to me going into this weekend?
Drink lots of water. Make sure you pack your snack bag and have stuff in the car to eat. And just remember to have fun, because that's what it's all about.
Okay, remember to have fun. Well, with these kind of movies, it's not going to be difficult. So Faron, and again, I apologize for butchering your name earlier. Faron Deweese, everybody. Her film is playing with NorCal All Stars. Again, all this information is at californiafilm.net, or you can go to sacramentofilmfestival.com. 2 different ways to get the same information. It all goes to the same place. But whatever you do, get those tickets. Sacramento International Film Festival, our 28th annual and the 30th anniversary, I might add, of the California Film Foundation, supporting filmmakers and trying to help bring those next Greta Gerwigs That was the name that we were talking about earlier that I asked people in the chat if they knew who we were talking about. Greta Gerwig, first female director to $1 billion. And guess what? Born and raised right here in Sacramento, California. So, Faron, we can't wait till you get to the billion dollar mark. You could, just don't forget the little people when you do. Do you mind?
Thanks.
All right. Thank you guys. I want to thank you guys for being here for another episode of The Breakdown. It's really, our pleasure to bring this to you, particularly now as we get to expose some of these wonderful filmmakers who are going to be there this weekend. Don't you miss it. I will see you this Friday at the Barbie party, baby. Stay tuned for that, and we'll see you soon. Take care.